So, how you doing? I'm Paul Gum,
I'm Linda.
and we're out in our backyard in Phoenix, Arizona. You'll probably hear a lot of the noises going around in the neighborhood. Hopefully, we'll be louder than the noises are. But anyway, what we wanted to bring to you is about people that are either they're about to retire, or they're thinking about retiring, or they thought they were retired, but they're back working again, right? And how they can retire early with a passive income. Now, before we get carried away into our idea, by the way, I think our idea is fantastic. Okay? Anyway, I want to explain to you about a email that periodically floats around the internet. You've probably seen it. But we'll kind of just take it from memory and explain it to you. And it's about a guy that came up with a plan on how we could retire, or at least some of us could retire, those that want to retire. But you have to do basically three things in order to retire. And what that amounts to is, say there's approximately 75 million people that fit into this category. And out of that 75 million, say there's only 2/3 of the people that actually want to retire. So let's use a figure of 50 million people, right? Now, this is a way to turn the economy around in their minds. And what they do is they say, in order for you to qualify to get into this program, you have to, one, you have to quit your job. Whatever job you're working now, you're going to have to quit that.
If it's in the corporate world or
Anywhere. If you're working in where you're getting a paycheck, if you're an employee of some kind, you have to quit. The next thing you have to do is you're going to have to buy a brand new car. And then the next thing you're going to have to do is you're either going to have to buy a house, or you're going to have to pay off the mortgage that you got. Now you're probably wondering, how the heck am I going to do that? Well, what this guy's plan was is that the government comes in and they pays you. Basically, they pay $1 million to the 50 million people.
$1 million each.
Yeah. So we're talking $50 million. Let's get real here. You know how the deficit is in the trillions, right? So 50 million to the government is nothing, right? Okay. So each one of you get $1 million. So if you turn around and quit your job, there is 50 million jobs available now. So that takes care of the unemployment. The next thing you do is every one of you have to buy a brand new car. So that's 50 million brand new car orders, which basically fixes the automobile industry. The next thing is that you either have to buy a house or you have to pay off your mortgage. Boom. That kind of takes care of the housing crisis that's going on. Now, what the guy says, which is kind of cool, is if that's not enough money and you want to save a little more money, or you want to deal with, like, say, some bigger issues, let's say Social Security and Medicare, what you could do is you could tell Congress, you no longer get to retire with full pay. Now you're going to have to go on Social Security just like the rest of us. You're going to have to go into Medicare just like the rest of us. So, that being said, I'm pretty sure you would agree that if we get Congress to go on to Social Security and Medicare, how fast do you think that'll be fixed? Right? Okay. Granted, it's somewhat of a joke.
Because the government will never do it.
Right, but I mean,
It's a good idea.
it does sound like a fairly decent idea on the surface of it, but what'll happen is all these people will come in to analyze the program and figure out how this and that'll work, and they bring all their little negative ideas into play, and they prove through negativity that it's not going to work. Right? We got a solution. It's a plan that we have, that we are doing. We are operating on it right now. But we're not going to tell you just yet, because this is just the first part of a two-part series. The first part is to explain kind of like where it's at, and the second part, explain the program that we're thinking about, that we're doing, that we know, we can guarantee you it will work. But
Everybody's got to work together.
you got to do it. Okay? So, that's our first video. You got anything you want to say to them?
Nope. You said it pretty much all.
Cool. Okay. So, I don't know what else to say other than we'll see you on the next video. Have a fantastic day, and bye-bye.
Bye.